good evening, good evening, good evening, everyone. Hopefully, you have enjoyed your workday, right? It is now Tuesday, January 4th. It is about almost the same time as last time. No, it's 8:37, so that's even better. Starting a little earlier. I didn't do too much ripping and running after I got off work, which was great. And as you know, we are definitely going to get the messages from the universe today, depending on their messages that they want to deliver. I'm not going to ask for anything specific. I'm just going to ask for the messages to come out as the universe feels the collective being all zodiac signs needs to hear. Okay. With that being the case, you know, I always start my video just trying to get my name out there. Aries leader by nature. This is my sign. Okay. And this is the card. Okay, so you can definitely go to ariesleaderbynature.co and look at the spiritual creations. The year 2022 is definitely bringing in some new ideas, so I'm definitely going to start making some more bracelets and putting them on the website for individuals to definitely browse, look, okay, and then in addition to that, purchase. Okay, excuse me, and definitely purchase. All right. So, yes, I am in a Guess Jeans sweatshirt that I have had for almost 20 years. I love this sweatshirt. This sweatshirt has been with me for about 20 years. I love it. It's so comfortable. So, I had already started burning. Today, I will be using a blue sage smudge stick. Okay. Blue sage is said to not only purify the air, clean the space, but also manifest financial prosperity. Okay, so blue sage, they say, rumor is, and it could very well be true, right? That blue sage helps manifest finance. So I am going to be blue saging my card and the deck that I'm going to pull from today, or this evening, I should say, which will be the angel guide. Okay, and I'll probably get a couple of moonology cards on that as well, and I'll get the moonology cards to kind of see what comes out after we pull the angel oracle card. Okay, so I'm gonna just get the space clean. Try to make sure the smoke doesn't go all over, and the next thing you know, the fire or smoke detector will start going off. So I'm gonna put that over here, stand her up, good deal. All right, move this out the way. All right. So as I stated, I'm gonna cleanse the space. And I think I'll be using some moonology too. A couple of moonology cards just so I could see. And this deck seems to be pretty popular now with the tarot card readers. I'm seeing a lot of tarot card readers with that. Wow, look at the blue sage go. All right. Yes, universe, angel guides of the light, spirit guides of the light. Bring anything that needs to come out to the forefront this evening for all the collective that are watching. And this is not going to be a time-based reading. I just stated the time that I'm starting. You know, time is infinite. It's never ending. That's why this planet, they say, has been here for what? The galaxy, I should say. I'm sorry. The galaxy, which is where the universe dwells throughout the galaxy, has been here 13 billion years. Okay, so with that being the case, we can definitely say that, and yes, I burnt the side of my sage with the white sage, and I was like, oh no, but that's okay, because I burn sage all day, every day, everywhere, and I love it, and I love the smell of it. So I'm going to ask the spirit guides of the light, the universe, and the angel guides of the light to provide clear and concise messages. And I kind of want to just look at prosperity for this year, for the collective. all signs, okay? And when I say the collective, I mean everybody, okay? All the water signs, earth, fire, air, okay? Definitely want to get the collective, the input for all of us, okay? So I do want to do that. Sorry about that distraction. I do want to cleanse the space. I love it when it burns like that. I really do. Because that means strong messages will come through as well. Very strong messages. And I definitely am seeking messages pertaining to a lot of things. So, I know this is a collective for the reading, or this is a reading for the collective, and I too am a part of the collective. Okay. So, without further ado, let's go on and get this thing started. Let's get this reading started. All right. So, I did a little bit of a shuffle. I'm going to do a little bit more, and then I am going to ask that only comes out what we, as they say, need to come out. So I want to ask the universe pertaining to this year, financial outlook for the collective, all signs, zodiac signs, all fire signs being Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, all earth signs being Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, all air signs being Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, okay, and water signs, and that's going to be the Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, okay. All right, so let's just see what's coming out. It looks like it wanted to flip, and it will flip if it's supposed to. So just from a financial perspective, there's so much that we're going to have to do pertaining to cutting the cords. This card constantly comes out. I don't really know what cords it's talking about cutting. So if this reading resonates with you and you do know what cords need to be cut, surrender. Maybe the surrender thing could be talking about, let's say you've been contemplating something. You kind of don't know which way to go. Part of you wants to go one way and you just can't figure it out. I think the universe is asking you just to surrender, just give in for whatever that is, because that surrender card comes out quite a bit as well. All right, so it looks like this could be okay, nothing else. All right. So it looks like we have the 4 cards that have come out for us on that deck. At the bottom, romance and connection. Okay. So a lot of you may need to surrender to a romance or a connection. Okay. And definitely, you may find that you are, how can I say it? You may find that you're in a situation to where you don't know if you want to surrender to love or not, right? You don't know if the love you're in is the right one. So there's a lot of stuff we're looking at. So the first card that came out was courage and bravery. So I think that this is a very clear message for everyone. It's going to take a lot of courage and bravery to step out on that step of faith, right? Just stepping out on your faith. Having more courage, being more brave. I think that is seriously what's here. I think a lot of us, being everyone, myself, the collective and all, I think that, we're kind of like still sitting here. We're still getting over the new year, right? The new year, it's kind of funny because I just spoke to somebody today and they were telling me how the new year just feels like the different year. You're just getting 1 year older. And, what has really changed, right? And so I was trying to tell them, I think it's all about the way we think. But I think this individual understands that it takes more than just thought, right? It takes action. Okay? So when we are in motion and we're getting ready to try to do something, there's got to be courage and bravery behind it. Okay, you got to have that leap of faith. You have to have that courage. Um, I'll be the first to say there is often times where I may question, right? As we all do, we do question our path and we're like, are we on the right path? But the more we make steps towards that path and things starts to fall, flow together, we are definitely on the right path. It's just about maintaining and keeping that path and staying in a righteous path, as righteous as it can be. Okay, and definitely courage and bravery plays a huge role in that, right? You may be thinking about relocating, right? Um, and in that relocation, there's courage there because that's the first step, right? That's a courageous act, especially if you're leaving somewhere that's home and you're coming somewhere that's new. And there's bravery in there too because that's a brave step. That's a brave step, and especially if you do it alone. If you are thinking about possibly becoming more serious with someone, and you want to take that next step into a more serious relationship, maybe even a proposal. I'm picking that up, a proposal. It takes courage and bravery, right? Okay. It's all well and good until you actually do propose, right? You want to make sure he or she is willing to accept that proposal, and then also you want to be prepared for anything that's coming during your marriage, engagement, etc. Okay, career-wise, courage and bravery. For entrepreneurs and job seekers, you want to definitely make sure that you're on the path that's going to be most righteous for you, but also you want to ensure that you're not undermining yourself or dumbing down your worth, right? That takes courage and bravery too, right? Just to step out on that path and know that you're definitely making the right move and you're not going to be cutting yourself short. Okay. And then I love this card, transformation. It's a beautiful card. Look, I mean, once you move through that courage and that bravery, you start to transform. Transformation is in all types of things, whether it's the way you think, the way you act, the way you carry yourself, just the endeavors that you seek. Transformation is always in many, many, many different types of ways. There are many different types of ways to transform, okay? A lot of you may be coming into your spirituality. Okay, you may start to seek other avenues of showing the universe or God that you are grateful, right? And in transforming, you may decide you want to start participating in church more, or you may want to start seeking other forms of worship that are wholesome to God and within His alignment and within the universe's alignment. Transformation pertaining to just yourself, period, right? The way you think, the way you interact with other people, okay? And mainly transforming into what the divine or what God, and I love saying the divine because the universe is the divine universe to me, what the divine universe wants you to transform into. So there's a lot of ways that transformation can start to play a role in your life, and you'll see that just through the different things you do every day, the different actions. You may do something different and you're like, that was different. I've never done that before, right? That's a form of transformation. You may be thinking, this about a certain idea, right? And when you have these ideas, but of course we all think, has anybody else thought of that? But of course they have, right? Everybody has thought about $1 million idea every day, but it's just about the means to moving it forward and how to get to that idea to where it can help you transform, build a legacy for your family, you, and and to pass that on. So transformation is definitely here, and it is coming, and we're just now 4 days into the new year, so you have a whole 12 months, right, to grow and to continue to transform into the best you, right? no matter what it is, the best you. So I say we stay very focused on the transforming. And then this card comes out constantly, cutting the cord. So, this card right here can just, it's just vast. It's just a wide range of what can you cut off, right? I mean, some people, they want to cut out friends, they want to cut out family, they want to cut out people that don't have their best interest at heart, right? And then once you start cutting the cords there, then you start to do some self-reflection on yourself. What do you need to cut out, right? Whether it's a bad habit, whether it's a good habit. We all have bad habits. Every last person on the face of the earth has at least one bad habit, right? You may drink too much, you may smoke too much pot, right? Or you may smoke too many cigarettes, or you may do too many drugs, period. Or you may have too much sex. But whatever it is, it's just cutting the cords to some of those things so that you can transform. And see, that's what transformation does. Transformation starts the action of cutting off cords. Okay? Definitely it does. Hold on real quick. Hold on. So transformation starts off the cutting of cords, right? So when you start cutting off cords, you actually bring yourself into that transformation right here. See, transformation comes out and then cutting cords. So when you start to transform, or you start to the transformation process, you start cutting cords, okay? And those cords that you start cutting are the cords that do not suit you or do not have your best interest at heart, okay? So definitely start analyzing everything around you, the people, the places, the things, and then see what's best for you and what is not best for you, and make sure you cut those cords, okay? So the next card we have is surrender. So this card right here constantly comes out too. So I think we need to start surrendering to a lot of things that we just don't want to surrender to. A lot of people have pride. I should know, right? So that pride could stop us from just surrendering to what we know we should surrender to, right? And sometimes we just need to surrender to, all right, tuck the tail, right? Find your way home, Dorothy, okay? If you are in a situation where you are not happy and everything you do is just not panning out to the best of your benefit, surrender to that feeling, surrender to those thoughts, and make your way back home. Beyonce's song says, what does she say? Daddy always said the street lights will be on, make your way back home, right? So a lot of people right now, I mean, it could just be you're in a relationship, you don't feel right, it's not going right. It's okay to take a step back and just make your way back home to being single. You could be in a whole nother state. You're not liking it. You don't, it's just not panning out. You don't feel like it's great. Hey, it's okay to backtrack and make your way back home. Okay. It's just surrendering to what our emotions, our inner self, our highest being is telling us. See, we constantly ignore the things that are right in front of us because no matter what, you want to make what you want to make happen. But sometimes you have to surrender. And when you surrender, that is when the doors start to open up and things start to flow in. That's when that courage kicks in, right? Once that courage kicks in, your transformation comes in. Once your transformation comes in, you start to cut the cords. And once you've started cutting the cords, you then are now surrendering. You are now surrendering to everything that you needed to surrender to in order to get that door to open up. So I'm just going to get some clarification on that right now. And the clarification I'm going to get up. And at the bottom of the deck, I promise you, romance and connection. So this could mean surrender to love. That's how I'm gonna say that. It could just flat out mean surrender to love. A lot of us don't want to surrender to love. I am a victim, the hugest one of that. I don't want to say victim, that's the wrong word. I am like a culprit, that's it. I'm a culprit when it comes to surrendering to love. Because it's like, oh my God, I don't want to lose 50 pounds because I can't eat because I'm sad. If I lose 50 pounds, it's because I'm going to the gym. Not because I'm sad and my boyfriend, fiance, whatever, has hurt my feelings, okay? So I'm just going to get some clarifications on that with the Moonology cards. And when I get the clarifications on this entire reading for the Moonology cards, I'm going to go on and wrap it up for this evening. And then I will be back tomorrow. The reason I'm starting to do shorter videos is because, and those two wanted to come out, so I just want to read and see what they are. Yo, okay. Wow. Okay, so this is just quite amazing, okay? Because they just fit. At the bottom of the Moonology card is a new start is coming. So, wow. So, I mean, you guys, I was kind of like not going to take them, but they fell out. So, and the order that they came was this way. All right. So, the first card that came out is the new moon in Virgo, and it says a time to give rather than to take. Now, that's awesome because that has everything to do with this being courageous and showing bravery and transforming, cutting things off and surrendering. Now it's time to give, not just take. Okay. The next one that came out is actually this one, and it says your hard work is paying off. So whatever you're doing, you may not be seeing some immediate results, but the hard work is paying off, right? And the universe and the angel guides of light and the spirit guides of light want you to know that your hard work is paying off. It's just going to take time for it to show up, but it is paying off. And the fourth card is don't let your past hold you back. And this is in the South Node. So sometimes we will let our past hold us back. And the past holding you back could just be as far as anything that you think of and it happened in the past and you may be afraid to return to it, or you may feel as if you going back to it is just taking 25,000 steps backwards. Don't let your past be the reason that you're being held back. Everybody has a past. Everybody comes from a past. That's why it's called the past. So just stay focused in the here and now, and remember all past experiences are lessons that were well taught and you learned from them. Okay. So this one here, don't let the past hold you back. That's serious. Don't. Because if the past holds you back, then you will not be able to move forward. And at the bottom of the deck, a new start is coming. Okay. And that just totally piggybacks off of your hard work is paying off. Because there's definitely a new start coming. Okay. With the courage and bravery, the transformation, cutting the cords and surrendering. And then we have a time to give rather than to take. And then what else happened right after that? Your hard work is paying off. But at the bottom of the deck, it does say a new start is coming. So this is all in alignment with what the universe has planned for you. And that's the collective as a whole, all zodiac signs, right? So no matter what it is that you're working on, you're doing, just keep doing what you're doing. Just stay truthful and loyal to yourself while doing it, right? Definitely you want to do that. You want to make sure that you're honoring yourself. And you also want to make sure that you do know your worth, right? Because sometimes you undervalue yourself. And when you undervalue yourself, you put up with things that you probably really wouldn't have to if you just stepped out on that leap of faith. And I think this year is going to call for a lot of people, business-wise, entrepreneur, career seekers, everyone, just to step out on a leap of faith. Because a new start is coming, right? As soon as you do that, a new start is coming. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Remember that. Okay, remember that no matter what you're thinking, it's been thought before. Yes, everybody is going to, have to definitely step out on that courage and bravery. Okay, but more importantly, when doing so, you will start your transformation, and then it is followed up and solidified by, what did I say? A new start is coming. Okay. So that is a quick short read for January the 14th of 2022. I'm sorry. I did not say the 14th. I am so sorry. January the 4th. Look how I'm pushing them. Okay. So That date right there tells me, if I even said January 14th, something big is coming January 14th. Okay? So keep that date on your mind. January 14th. I don't know what it is, but it straight came out of my mouth. Okay? And I know today's the 4th. So keep your eyes peeled for the prize on January 14th. Not quite sure what it is, but it's definitely something coming. And let's make sure that it is definitely positive. Okay? And if not, it is handled well. But I do have a feeling that January the 14th is bringing something. So we're going to go on and wrap it up there. I do appreciate you for visiting me this evening on my new YouTube channel. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, Aries Leader by Nature. And then also take a look at me at my online metaphysical shop, ariesleaderbynature.co. And please keep your eyes peeled for the new 2022 wonderful creations. Okay, so thank you for joining me this evening. Love, light, and peace be to you all, and prosperity, and the universe and the angel guides and spirit guides of the light would like to say good night and thank you for joining us. Sleep well. See you tomorrow.